Hi, this is Scott. Welcome back to another Hollinger Team video blog. This one is the year-end report for 2019, and a busy year. A lot has changed from across the board. And so let's start out first off with, in the whole MLS, there are currently about 1,119 homes for sale. These numbers this time of year are always down a little bit because there tends to be less for sale in the dead of winter than there is, say, in the summer. But anyhow, 1,119 currently active, and this last 12 months we saw 2,970 homes sell in Lincoln, Sanders, Lake, and Flathead County combined, the four kind of Pacific, Northwest Montana counties. And interesting, at that number, that's about a 4-month supply of homes. So if you're thinking of selling, might be a good time to come back in after a long, slow period in the Flathead Valley. On the vacant land side right now, there's 1,769 vacant lots currently on the market. And in the last 12 months, 1,185 have sold. So not quite the pace that homes are selling, but about 15 months worth of property for sale at the rate that it's selling right now. Let's move on to all of the individual lakes. So first off, on the overall lakes for sale, there are 90 homes currently on the market on the lakes, and which is always down, probably even substantially more than, say, just residential in general. So there are currently 90 homes for sale on the lakes. There are 93 that closed in the last year. So basically, everything that's for sale right now should sell by the end of this year. On the vacant side, 58 active lots, and 22 had sold. So, roughly two and a half year for the lots that are currently for sale to all be sold. Moving on to Flathead Lake, there are 73 active homes for sale on the lake, 5 pending sales. So, for the dead of winter, that's a pretty healthy number. We have 2 of those 5, so we've been staying very active well into the winter and selling lake properties. This year, 58 homes sold, compared with last year where 59 sold. So pretty steady pace there. If we looked at the hard numbers of pricing, we would just see everything has kind of shifted up in price because the less expensive homes have all kind of sold off, and nothing really coming back on the market in those price ranges to replace them. On the vacant land side, there's 40 active vacant listings on the lake. There's 3 pending. This year, 14 lake lots sold, compared with 20 last year. So not nearly as many. Typically, the driving force that we see on vacant land sales is competition from people that bought some of the cabins that exist, and that's mainly just because, one of the reasons is new construction is high enough in price that they usually decide to defer that expense for a while and use a cabin. Now on to the numbers that are on Swan. Swan currently has 8 homes active for sale on the market right now. 1 pending sale. We have the one and only pending sale our team does on Swan Lake. This last year, 9 homes sold as opposed to 10 the year before. Of the 9 that sold this year, we had 5 of those sales, so we really sold quite a few homes. On the vacant land side, there's 7 lots currently for sale on the market, no pending sales. There were 2 closed sales on vacant land on Swan Lake this year, and we were fortunate to be the ones that sold both of those. So it was a great year for the team on Swan Lake. Now to move a little bit north to Echo Lake, Lake of the Woods, and Lake Blaine. I shouldn't say always, we've started adding Lake of the Woods in because it's a small lake and no motorized boats, but it does have a good following and actually has quite a few sales, relatively speaking, and for this area of these three small lakes, they actually do have a lot of people buying and selling vacant land and homes on the lake. Residential wise, there's 4 active home listings on those 3 lakes. 3 are on Lake Blaine and 1 is on Echo Lake. No pending sales. Then you see the sales for last year were 11 homes, so there's only 4 for sale right now. There's 11 that had sold in the last year, 5 on Echo, 3 on Lake of the Woods, and 3 on Lake Blaine. That's compared with the year before, which was 10, so still, you know, a lot of homes being sold. So in 2018 there were 2 on Echo, 3 on Lake of the Woods, and 5 on Lake Blaine. All of those do have a fair number of homes that sell each year, and the total just for, actually if you look at just the total surface water for those lakes, it's really small, so a lot of homes being sold on those small lakes. Vacant land wise, 1 active listing on Echo Lake for vacant land, no pending sales right now. This last year there were 2 vacant land sales, 1 on Echo and 1 on Blaine. That compares with 5 the year before, I think mainly because there was just probably more for sale. There were 3 on Echo Lake, and then 1 on Lake of Woods and 1 on Lake Blaine. Always interesting. If you ever have questions about those 3 lakes and what the attractions are or something like that, just let me know. Finally, we have the lakes west of Kalispell, Ashley, Bitterroot, and McGregor. Some interesting number changes on these lots that I'd like to share with you. Currently, there are 6 homes for sale on those 3 lakes, 2 on Ashley, 3 on Bitterroot, and 1 on McGregor Lake. 1 pending sale right now on Ashley Lake. Last year there were 13 home sales, so good number of sales that compared to 15 the year before. This year 6 were on Ashley, 3 were on Bitterroot, and 4 were on McGregor. McGregor's kind of picked up a little bit, and I'll share that a little more on that in a minute. Last year, the 15 that sold on, that would be 2018. 15 sold on those lakes, 9 on Ashley Lake, so a huge percentage on Ashley, 4 on Bitterroot, and 2 on McGregor. McGregor, for quite a few years, has always kind of lagged behind the others, but it appears to be catching up a little bit. On the vacant land side, there's 8 current vacant lots for sale, 3 on Ashley, 2 on Bitterroot, and 3 on McGregor. If you remember in some of the last updates, McGregor seemed to have quite a few more vacant lots for sale. That number's now down. This year, 4 sold, 1 on Ashley, 1 on Bitterroot, and 2 on McGregor. So the first time that McGregor had more sales than the other 2 lakes, compared with last year, 2018, where 6 sold, and that was 3 on Ashley, 2 on Bitterroot, and only 1 on McGregor. So a little bit of shifting around on that kind of things, and there's other market shifts that we're going to share in some upcoming videos that I think you'll find quite interesting. Along with this video update for year-end report, we put out a pretty comprehensive newsletter that if you don't have it coming to you in the mail, please reach out. We're happy to send you a copy or help you get the link to the copy so you can have a look at it and look a little bit more in depth, because there's a lot of, we could have a very long video talking about kind of how the market is and where it's been in the past and where it appears to be going right now and into the future. So thank you very much for tuning in to the Hollinger Team video blog for the year-end compilation for 2019, and hope you enjoy our outro very much. And we're going to go for a little skate here with Henry and Kimber. Hi, Henry. There's Kimber. Had a tree fall down before the lake froze. If you hear the click click, you're going to see my speed skates. And maybe you'll hear the ice crack while we're out here.